Continuing, it says, of course, this process of enhancing ourselves is not new, but has been happening for all of human existence. Throughout history, we see examples of how humans have used artificial means to enhance our power, influence, our power and influence. And I believe I read all this. Salakia for that. New subtitle says the power of the mind. Another milestone in brain research was achieved when scientists, for the first time in history, were able to record a memory. Scientists at Wake Forest and University of Southern California put electrodes on a hippocampus of a mice. It says scientists at the Wake Forest and University of Southern California put electrodes on the hippocampus of a mouse, where short-term memories are processed. They recorded the impulses within the hippocampus as the mice executed simple tests such as learning to drink water from a tube. Later, after the mice had forgotten this test, the hippocampus was stimulated by recording, and the mice remembered immediately. Now, when you take the time to think about this is Esau fucking with your mind. So if they learn, you gotta remember Esau searches things up. So he's on the experiment on that mice, maybe even a primate. What they call a primate. An ape. Chimpanzee, gorilla, something like that. And then eventually they're gonna hit that human trials. I mean, people don't even realize that you human guinea pigs. That's what a lot of this medication. While you got this fucking FDA shit. You know what I mean? Like you just had the FDA not even like actually um not patrolling, but actually like checking the foods and shit like that because the government shut down. So at the end of the day, you're a guinea pig with these medications. They come out with a medication. Esau come out with a medication. Well, yeah, this medication is supposed to do this, so it'll stop. Like for instance, it stopped the headache, but then it make you impotent. It stops one thing and creates another issue. You know what I mean? You know. But proof that they gonna be able to mess with the mind. So you don't think that chip gonna be able, if the chip can make the guy actually kick a soccer ball, you don't think the chip can make it? You know what I mean? Like Salakia, I've been kind of dealing with the spirits. I got a little bit of deep. And Lord, I mean, there's no sin in, drinking, and I was in the spirit to do a video, so I'm not going to, apologize for doing this video. You at the end of the day, it might make the video more lively, but my point is, and I'm not even about to cuss Esau out like that. I'm not even cuss Salakia 2/3 Jakes out. Man. At the end of the day, I saw a dude that was in the camp earlier today, and one of the brothers said that his spirit was, he was in the spirit of cussing him out. He said he had just thought about dude, and he was like more so, he's cussing him out. And I ain't even in the spirit of cussing him out. You know what I mean? Like I just shunned him. You know what I mean? And he was so shamefaced, and that was good for him. Hopefully, if it's the Lord's will, Yahweh Ba'Yashem Yahweh Shah, Rata Salaki, if it was Yahweh's Ratazah, he'll try and get right. But if he don't, that's just his will. That's Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai's will. You know, I, it's saying in Philippians, seek out your own salvation. I mean, I'm gonna do the will of the Most High. I'm gonna do His work. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and play my part. But I can't stress over every little part because you gotta remember what we doing today. A dude that was in the camp for 6 months, 2 years, whatever. That's nothing new. You like Apostle Tahar and the elders that came before us. You gotta remember they the same dudes go through the same thing and been in the camp for 10, 15 years. Went back in the world. So come on, Salakia. Um, says the next target may be Salakia. The next target may be to record the memories of patients suffering from Alzheimer's disease. Then we can place a brain pacemaker, ain't that about a bitch, or a memory chip on their hippocampus, which flood it with, which flooded with memories of who they are, where they live, and who their relatives are. The military has taken a serious interest in this. In 2017, the Pentagon announced a 65 million grant to develop a tiny advanced chip that can analyze a million human neurons as the brain communicates with a computer and forms memories. We will need to study and refine this technique, but by the late 21st century, it is conceivable that we might be able to upload complex memories into our brains. In principle, we might be able to transfer skills and abilities, even entire college courses, into our brains, enhancing our capabilities almost without limit. This may prove useful for astronauts of the future. When landing on a new planet or moon, there are so many details to learn and memorize about the new environment, and so many technologies that have to be mastered. So uploading memories might be the most efficient way to learn entirely new information about distant worlds. But Dr. Nicoleus wants to go much further with this technology. He told me that all these breakthroughs in neurology will eventually give rise to the brain net, which is the next stage in the evolution of the internet. Instead of transmitting bits of information, brain net will transmit entire emotions, feelings, sensations, and memories. Yeah, look at that shit. This could help to break down barriers between people. You believe this shit though? That's Esau the devil for you. You go say they break down people, everybody get along. You know, like if they could make you feel whatever emotion they want. They try to really be the Most High God. Often it's hard to understand other people's point of view, their suffering and anguish, but with BrainNet, we will be able to experience firsthand the anxieties and fears that trouble others. This could revolutionize the entertainment industry in the same way that the talkies rapidly replaced silent movies. In the future, audiences may be able to feel the emotions of the actors, to experience their pain, joy, or suffering. The movies of today may soon be obsolete. So astronauts of the future may be able to use BrainNet in important ways. They will be able to mentally communicate with other settlers instantly. And they keep on saying settlers, like they really got it in their heart of hearts that they go make it outside of that belt, ain't they? It's like exchange vital information. They really think they don't do the Star Trek and amuse themselves with entirely new forms of entertainment. Also, since space exploration is potentially dangerous, they will be able to sense a person's mental conditions much more accurately than before. When embarking on a new space mission to explore dangerous terrain, having BrainNet will help astronauts bond and also reveal mental problems such as depression or anxiety. And what you think they're gonna do to somebody that suffers from that? It ain't gonna help them, huh? Not obsolete. You. What's the word? Tainted. You malfunction. You don't destroy your head. There's also the possibility of using genetic engineering to enhance the mind. At Princeton University, a gene was found in mice dubbed the smart mouse gene. They got the Superman, the Mighty Mouse. No, not Superman, the Schwarzenegger and the Mighty Mouse. Now they got the smart mouse gene that increased their ability to navigate mazes. That's what was that movie Limitless? Now they got the medicine you're gonna take to get smarter, huh? Navigate mazes. The gene is called NR2B and is involved in communication between the cells of the hippocampus. Researchers found that when mice lacked the NR2B gene, their memory was impaired as they navigated the maze. However, if they had extra copies of the NR2B gene, their memory was enhanced. These researchers placed mice in shallow pans of water that had underwater platforms they could stand on. Once they found the platform, the smart mice were able to remember instantly where it was and swim directly to it when reintroduced to the environment. Ordinary mice, by contrast, could not remember the location of the platform and swam randomly. Some memory enhancement is memory enhancement is a possibility. The future of flight. It says humans have always dreamed of flying like birds. The god Mercury had tiny wings on his hat and ankles that allow him to fly. There's also the myth of Icarus. Unfortunately, it says also the myth of Icarus, who used wax to attach feathers to his arms in order to fly. Fortunately, he flew too close to the sun. The wax melted and he plunged into the ocean. But the technology of the future will finally give us the gift of flight. On a planet with thin atmosphere and rugged terrain like Mars, perhaps the most convenient way to travel is a jetpack. A staple of science fiction cartoons. A staple is the jetpack. A staple. It appears in the very first Buck Rogers strip back in 1929 when Buck meets his future girlfriend while she is soaring through the air using a jetpack. In reality, jetpack was deployed during World War II when the Nazis needed a quick way to transport troops across a river whose bridge had been destroyed. Now, I can say I can recall that situation. Now, I didn't know it actually worked. So take the time to think about that. They were saying that jetpack, when you got the Rocket Man and all that shit really worked. So what else is Esau not telling you? The Nazi jetpack used hydrogen peroxide as fuel, which quickly ignites in contact with a catalyst such as silver to release energy and water as waste products. However, there are several problems with jetpacks. Um, the main one is that the fuel supply lasts for only 30 seconds to a minute. And old news clips, you sometimes see daredevils using jetpacks to float in the air, such as the 1984 Olympics. However, these tapes are carefully edited since people float for only 30 seconds to a minute before they fall to the ground. And there I'm going to stop. It's only like 10 more pages in this series, like I said, but I'm going to end there. And with that, I want to give all praise, call, hello, Allah, Yahweh, by Yashim, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rachakodash, Rakatah, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, preaching the truth with faith and sincerity and risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Confusion of Face brethren that's joined onto our ranks and those that we were hoping to join onto our ranks. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. And till next time, Adawan Ratazah, Shalom, Shalom, and a ball, ball.